Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? Hope you're all doing very, very well. Now, I've got a box to open here, a mystery box. Well, it's no mystery, it's definitely a box. But what's inside the box? That's the thing. Now this box, I've had it for a couple of days now. And the wee problem is that it arrived on Friday, it's now Sunday. And I said I'm gonna open it on Friday, but I ended up going to the pub, getting very drunk. And then yesterday, which was Saturday, I went to the pub, got very drunk. Good reason though. Liverpool battered Man City in the Community Shield. Oh yes. So even though I wasn't meant to stay in the pub to watch the match, I did. Oh, I'm texting back. I'll run back at half time. What's the second half? And then stayed beyond that as well. So I did not open the box yesterday. And we got two boxes. But this video is on this particular box. This box is of our good friend Ronnie from the Emerald Isle itself, from Ireland. And Ronnie is a great friend and a super channel contributor. There's a couple of things which Ronnie's already sent lurking about here, including this, my fabulous Jaws thermo mug. Those of you who saw the video where I unboxed this as part of many other things as well, I didn't realise what it did. Even though it said thermo mug on the box, I opened it and of course there was no shark there and didn't have the famous slogan on the back. Only when you put hot water into it, but that suddenly changed. But I genuinely thought, and I'm sitting there on camera, a massive Jaws buff, a big merchandise fiend, and I just thought, well that's unusual. It's just water with the girl swimming, no shark. How unusual, what a weird slant. It's like the mystery's still there, but there's no shark. And then once again I saw that term, thermo mug. Then I worked it out, didn't I? But whatever is in here is related to Jaws, and it's also related to something he sent before. Now, he has told me that it is a Comic-Con exclusive. Now, at Comic-Con, there's a lot of Jaws exclusive stuff. Funko stuff, lithographs, posters, figures. You get a lot of stuff like that. A lot of NECA rare stuff as well, which is just for Comic-Con. So that's in here. So guessing game wise, he said it's related to something he sent before. I am going along the lines of this. Quint, our good friend Quint. This is his jacket there. I managed to fish that out the waters of Amity Island, and I think it's something to do with that, but remains to be seen. There's also something to do with my mother. Apparently my mother's in the box. No, my mother is Irish, my father's family is Scottish, but Ronnie's Irish, and he said, do you know your mum's history, her backstory and all that? And yeah, I know bits of it. Like, I don't know a lot of it, and I'm ashamed to admit that, to be honest, I never really listened to too much of her saga, you know. But I did listen to my dad's, obviously. And of course, my dad passed away 18 months ago now, and my mother's doing her best to cling on to life after face planting herself on the top of a dual carriageway a few weeks ago now, breaking her nose, her ribs, and severely cutting her fingers as well, but saved her teeth. She was pleased about that, because they're all their own teeth. She's 87. My dad was 94. I keep saying that my dad was 93, but Mrs. Kilt-Man keeps correcting me. No, he was 94. Bloody hell. Does that mean I'm going to last forever as well? Oh, Jesus Christ. Cheers, y'all. Cheers, Ronnie. So there's something in here. He kind of alluded to what it is. I think they're Gaelic Games or Irish football shirts or rugby jerseys to do with County Cork, which is where my mum's from, originally County Cork. And even though I've been to Northern Ireland several times, I've not actually been to Éire itself. I've not actually been to Ireland. I know, I will have to make that trip, of course. And my mother was born County Cork, but the family moved to Castlebar on the west coast, and then they migrated to, of all places, Birkenhead. Birkenhead, the grottiest shithole the world has ever vomited up. just down the road, in fact, and but I don't like it. And no offence, but weirdly enough, the Scouse accent is known to have originated in Birkenhead, or Birkenhead, as we know it. So anyway, there's a few things in here. Something Irish and something Jaws-ish. So without, as if, you know, a bit of a clue, where is it now? There is, somewhere up here, there is a little drawing of a shark on there, in case, you know, I forgot about the clues he'd already sent me. So now, we're going to hack our way into this, carefully, and with cunning and with stealth, and hopefully not plunging the skiing do too deep into the box and ruining whatever's lurking in there, because that's always a threat when you're trying to unbox these things. And of course we've got John Williams's fantastic score for Jaws, the original Jaws, playing at the moment. Right, and we have bubble wrap. Oh yes, you can never have too much bubble wrap. In the kingdom of the Kilt-Man, a bubble wrap is a huge commodity. Right, okay, there's a box, there's a box there, show you, and we have 2 items of clothing. Let's get those out. Oh, let's have it. Right, okay. Now in here, now this is not Celtic, folks. This is not Celtic. This is actually what is it? We have a beautiful football shirt. Now, again, I'm going to be dead naive here. Is this a football shirt or is it a Gaelic Games shirt? Is there a difference? Look, I'm showing off my complete idiocy here. I do not know. Oh, but look at it, the Celtic cross, which is wonderful. That's actually on the sleeve as well, embossed on the sleeve. And on the other side we have, oh, I'm not going to attempt to say this, even though there's Scottish, Irish blood in me. I don't know what this means. In Ian ta Niet. Niet? Niet! That sounds vaguely Eastern European. Niet? I don't know. In Ian ta Niet. Oh God. I wish that said what it meant. Right, this is a Celtic cross hooped jersey. And it's in my size, nice and medium rare. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So this hails from Cork. Yeah? Someone correct me if I'm wrong, which is the birthplace of my mother, Big Kilt-Mama. So that's that. She's not going to be wearing this. I'm going to wear it. You're going to see me sporting Scottish tartan and an Irish shirt. Well, that unites my bloodline. Scottish family on the father's side, Irish on my mother's side. The total Celt, you know, beautiful. My mum's name is Fitzgerald, which is, hang on, Fitz equates to Mac, which is son of. So Fitzgerald is son of Gerald, I think it is, or Geralt. And they are of Hiberno Norman ancestry. Now these guys, when Viking settlers intermingled with the Western Franks and the Gallo-Romans and became sort of Hiberno Normans, they went on conquests of England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland. And the Fitzgeralds settled down with the Irish nobility and aristocracy. They bring grace with them. So they formed their own Fitzgerald dynasty in County Cork. Wonderful. Fitzgerald, their motto is unbelievably, well, it's Crom Abu, but it's Crom forever. Crom. Yes, that's Crom. Yeah, Conan's god, Crom. But even though it's a Sumerian god of war, death and chaos, but in Ireland, it's one of the Celtic gods. Again, I don't know too much about this sort of stuff, but and it means crooked or stooped, Crom. But the god himself, again, he's a god of thunder and storms. It's again, the whole Norse mythology comes into it. All Celts, and obviously the Viking settlers who intermingled with all these other Western Franks and Gallo-Romans, brought all their history and mythology with them. So Crom is like a thunder god, a god of storms, death and change, but he's powerful. You know, you never get a god of flower petals, do you? The god of embroidery, you know, they're always, you know, they've got to be powerful, haven't they? Otherwise they wouldn't be a god. You know, they've obviously trampled on all the peace-loving gods to get to where they are. The god of chaos. But that's a beauty. And I've just noticed on the back as well, there is a huge illustration on the back, which is, I'm looking at it now, that's a Celtic cross on the back as well. Well, no vampires coming near me when I'm wearing this, that's for certain. That's a beauty. But we have another one here as well. Cheers, Ronnie. And there is tea in this, otherwise it wouldn't have transformed, would it? I know whiskey's firewater, but it ain't that hot. Plus, there's no whiskey in the hizzy either. Damn it. This one's red. Now, let's have a look at this. Ooh. Yeah, so my mum's family settled on the west coast as well before moving over here. Now, this is again, I'm not too sure what... Sorry. There you go. That's a nice badge. Oh, that is nice. Now, I'm just wondering, is that like a Cork sort of emblem, or is that a Fitzgerald emblem? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But it's beautiful though. 2 towers, 2 flag towers, a galleon sailing between them, a nice V-shaped cleft in the landscape with this an obvious sea, you know, in the middle. And they should come with, like, you know, all the history of them. Right, this is a retro jersey. Now, is this more for rugby again? I mean, the Gaelic Games, it's hurling, football, rugby, it's all sorts of things, isn't it? Rolling around with potatoes, a lot of stuff, I don't know. But that's a nice, vivid one, isn't it? Look at that. Sponsored again, like the other shirt, by O'Neill's. But that's a beauty as well. And red, you know, it's Liverpool. Yeah, come on. I get a few puzzled looks when I walk around, strutting my stuff, going oot and a boot, wearing this stuff, but should go down a treat. A lot of Irish here. But look at that. That's a beauty, isn't it? Fantastic. Cheers, Ronnie. What's it saying there? Yeah. So it's retro style, which I like, being a retro kind of guy myself. Wonderful. I wonder if my mum would even realise what these were without me having to tell her first. But she will see these because I'll be wearing them. That's brilliant. Thanks very much, mate. I mean, even though I am into sports, I don't really have any sports wear at all. But, you know, now I do. Cheers again. And now, this is Ben Gardner's boat. Don't go down that water. Who in their right mind would go deep underneath a wrecked boat in the middle of the night out in the ocean when you know there's a great big huge nasty great white shark out there? Hooper, you're a nutter. Okay, right. So let's see what we got here now. Lots of bubble wrap. I've just seen the title of it. Right, let's get rid of all the packaging, the bubble wrap, and let's see what we got here. And it would appear I was on the right tracks with this, because what we've got is a bigger version of that. It's the Funko Pop. Oh, got the ring light in there. It's the bigger version of Bruce eating Quint. Shark biting Quint. And it says Funko 2019 Summer Convention Limited Edition exclusive. Because they do a lot of these exclusives. So, Summer Convention. Now, would that be Comic-Con? I mean, just had San Diego Comic-Con, it's summertime, so, but they often say Comic-Con, don't they? So I don't know, but either way, it's a limited edition, and wow, it's our boy again, getting chomped. The poor bastard, you know. He goes through all the turmoil and the horror of the Indianapolis, survives that with a blood-feud hatred of sharks, and then he's going to go and meet another bloody big one, like a 20-footer. 25. 3 tons of him. Well, you know, I know people go, don't take it out the box, Kilt-Man. I am. Because I want to see this. Without dropping it, hopefully. Christ, that's in a weird. Right. Oh, look at this. Before I show you that, if you look on the back of this, I'll take the card out, in fact. Look. Oh, a ring light. God almighty. Hey, the orca sinking beneath the waves. Brody is there, perched on the crow's nest. And oh, I was looking for the fin. The shark fin in the distance, but can't quite see it. Awesome. Now, let's see. So you've got to break this apart. Okay. Oh, yeah, look at him. Oh, it's too cute to be. Oh, he's got blood in his mouth, well, because of course Robert Shaw does belch up blood, doesn't he? You know, for a PG-rated movie, Jaws really had some harrowing, disgustingly nasty moments. This being one of the kings of a character's demise in a genre movie. You know, there's all spectacular ones, of course, but something about Quint's devouring. You know, because he's fighting, he's kicking off, isn't he? And he's got that machete. Oh, I thought I brought it down with the figure, but I haven't. He's got the machete, which he slams it in to the side of the boat, to the rail, boom. And the camera sort of lingers on it, you know, all foreshadowing that's going to come back again. But the way Spielberg directs this final sequence, you know, you don't see him grab it, but next thing it's there and he's stabbing hell out of the shark, which you can see here. He's got the machete and he's been stabbing. But oh God, poor bastard. Yeah. I'd like to take a look at this. Those proportions are correct. Love to prove that, wouldn't you? Get your name into National Geographic. Look at it. Don't just look at me, help me, get me out. I wonder if you can. Oh, don't. The people who are going, like, you know, who were saying, don't take out the box, Kilt-Man. They're going, don't mess around with the figure. Don't pull it out of the shark's mouth. I don't think you can. I think he is affixed in there. That's great though, isn't it? Ah, that's wonderful. And it is a great little depiction of Robert Shaw with the bandana on as well. He's got the bandana on that. Of course, it's Funko again, same company. But this is a bigger version, a more exclusive one, and a bloody one. Look at it. Oh. And he's screaming. Oh God, it haunts you, doesn't it? That sequence is so bloody ghoulish. Oh, that's well. I mean, I know Funko, the art of Funko is, they're very sort of cartoon-like, they're exaggerated, they're kind of cutesy. Even given that, that's not so cute, is it? That's bloody nasty. Look at it. Oh, those black eyes rolled over white. That's the one mistake the film makes, because he makes a big point in his big Indianapolis speech. You know, when he comes at you, doesn't seem to be living until he bites you. His black eyes roll over white. Oh, you hear that terrible high-pitched screaming and hollering. Ocean turns red, and then he'll come in and he rip you to pieces. It's just genius, isn't it? But in the film, even though he makes a big thing about this, what happens is when a shark attacks you, not all sharks, but when great whites attack you, I think tigers as well, they have what's called a nictitating membrane, which is designed because they're going in head first, aren't they? And if they're biting boats, helicopters, submarines, whatever they're doing, you know, something could actually hit them in the eye as well. And even though that they're prehistoric and they're virtually indestructible, these bastards, but to protect the eye from penetration, this nicticating membrane spreads across it and it turns the eye white. It's just a protecting sheath that goes over it. But having talked about it in the movie, they don't ever do it. They don't do it at all. And you'd think mainly at that moment, you know, its eyes would roll, but they have so many problems with that bloody mechanical shark that, you know, it's not a surprise really, is it? But it would have been a nice touch. I'll tell you what, I'm glad in many ways that they haven't tried to, you know, renew Jaws and put in new effects. There was talk of doing that, not about the eyes, but I'm sure they must have thought about it. They were going to improve the shark by doing a CG. That was talked about. Thank the gods, thank Crom Abu, that it never happened. And hopefully it never will, because I wouldn't appreciate that. Although I think it'd be a nice touch. I wish they'd done it originally, but I don't want them going in and meddling any further. But it's great. Love to have seen that. I think in a Deep Blue Sea, which I have reviewed, there is a shot actually, and they're Mako sharks in that, where you do see, you know, the eye, the membrane does flick across the eye at one point on the big bad shark at the end, the big mother at the end. But it's his genius. So yeah, Funko, Universal Studios, made in Vietnam. Are they all made in Vietnam? I'm just going to check that. Let's have a look at this, because this one, the one that Ronnie sent to me earlier, we've actually got the orchid as well. And in that one, he's kicking his feet at it like, oh no. He's like ballet dancing, tap dancing on its teeth. But let's have a look. Does it say Vietnam on this? Yeah, made in Vietnam. So Funko stuff's made in Vietnam. Not sure why that's important, but I've just noticed it. But the details on the orca are great on this as well. Love it. And you've got the yellow barrels. The yellow barrels, yellow in Jaws, is the colour signifying danger. Whenever the shark's around, there's yellow, you know? Ah, look at him. Kind of makes you wish that on that now, that he had holding a machete, or it was still in the side, planked in the side, and where he's going to reach out and grab that. And I kind of wish that in the doorway as well. Oh, mind you, how would you do that? When you think about it, how the hell does he fit inside the cabin of the orca? How do you get that big fat head in there? But it'd be great if you had like Brody in the doorway going, because he slides down as well and he just sees what's happening to Quint and you're like, oh no. But Brody's last stand is phenomenal. Like, comes through the air, the window, doesn't it? The cabin. I mean, that's where he gets the air, the oxygen canister. He's bashing his teeth with it and then throws it in there. I've said before, but for many, many years when I was a kid, I always assumed, I didn't know there was a plan that Brody had in mind there, but he does. I just thought he sees it bobbing up next to him, and again foreshadowing. You know, he's pulling the wrong cord on the shark cage that Hooper's got, and these canisters start rolling down the deck, and Hooper goes mad, like, you know, what are you doing? You pulled the wrong one. You know, you screw around with these and they're gonna blow up. Blow up. So when the boat gets knocked by Bruce the shark later on, Brody's first to go over there and make sure that they're secure, because now it's cemented in his head, they're going to blow up. So when he sees that oxygen tank bobbing up and down and the shark picks it up, yes, bing, light bulb moment, these blow up. Bash, bash, in its gob. There you go. And it's got all bits of Quint hanging off its teeth. Jesus Christ. There it is there, just noticed. And cameo appearance from Bruce. And then obviously, you know, he gets up the crow's nest and he's got the harpoon. The shark comes up again. He's fucking jabbing at it. Oh, you bastard! Snaps the harpoon and it's get this little needle through its skin. You know, you can't even get a fucking harpoon through its skin. He's fighting it, and then the boat's sinking again. Crow's nest dips down, but he's got Quint's M1 Garand rifle. This is just fucking unbelievable. And like, but as I say, as a kid, I did not realise that he had a plan in mind. I'm going to put this in its gob and then I'm going to shoot it and then it's going to blow up the shark. Yeah. And when it finally did dawn on me, I was like, oh, like I was the only person that knew that. And I was like, telling everybody, do you know why he's done that? And they're going, yeah. Oh, you're quick, aren't you? Oh, Jaws aficionado? Think you know your stuff? I'm only young, leave me alone. And Jaws means a lot to Ronnie as well. But Ronnie said that he hasn't been in the water since. He's got to be the same age as me. But, you know, the prevailing sense of fear that Jaws put in the collective psyche of the entire world, you know, you can't knock that. I've always, even without the knowledge of sharks, you know, the very fact you're going to swim, when your feet don't touch the floor, but you know there's things in there, and you're like, hold on a minute. Going out your depth seems like a very, very risky proposition to me. But having said that, I have swum in the sea a lot. I think I've told this tale before. When I went to Mallorca, I won't give all the ins and outs of a lot of things happened in Mallorca, but they're staying in Mallorca. And but day one, I went out swimming. I just fucking launched myself down the beach, like Baywatch. I was running in slow motion as well. Like fucking dived in, and then just kept on swimming. Just swam. I was super fit. Swam, and then stopped. Turn round. Where was my mate on the beach? Where was the beach? Where was Mallorca? It's a dot in the distance. Oh God. The absolute feeling of dread and oh dear God, what have I done? Was just the enormity of the predicament I was now in. And what you do, the very thing you shouldn't do, you put your face in the water. Jesus, you can see light, because it's sunny, the light was filtering down. So, but there's tons of things moving about beneath me, and it wasn't just my toes. There were lots of things down there, and they all looked huge. Oh God, my heart just stopped thinking about it now. And I've done lots of swimming in other circumstances where there was danger, a lot of danger. Won't go into all that. And I began to swim back, but suddenly, exhaustion, because I'd swum so much and so far in such a short time that I was like breathless, and also with fear. It's only fear that kept me going. And I began to swim, and like my mind saying, stay calm. You know, sharks are attracted to the very thing that people do within the water, splashing around. It's like ringing the dinner bell, for Christ's sake. You know, it's like a fish in distress, you know, for people doing this. But shark attacks are so friggin' rare anyway. But anyway, you're not thinking that at the time, are you? Like when you're in a plane, you know, there's more chance of, you know, getting hit by a bus on the ground than a plane crashing. But when that plane starts hitting turbulence, it's crashing as far as you're concerned. And when you're in the water that far out, oh God, the sharks everywhere. You know, that's what you're thinking. There were big shapes beneath me, but I began to start swimming. And the closer I got to the beach, any fucking beach, I'm not even sure I ended up back on Mallorca, probably in Ibiza by then. And actually, I did get back to our beach, but I was way, way down. And then it took me hours to find me, mate. I was like, where the hell? It was just doing my head in. And I was obviously white as a sheet as well. Like, people are like, this crazy fucking dude here. Like, you come out the water. Even though he's soaking wet, we can tell he's dripping with sweat as well. Fear, adrenaline. God. But didn't stop me going back in later on. Once I got me bearings and thought, I'm not going out that far. And you just learn to keep looking around and all that. Like, and don't ever put flippers on, because if you look over your shoulder, that's your flipper is a shark fin coming behind you, and you're not gonna lose it. It's right behind you all the way. Oh God. But anyway, that is fantastic, Ronnie. Look at him. It's just what I love about those eyes. They're like hamster eyes, just little black dots, you know, and they look permanently sort of, you know, not so much bemused, but sort of, you know, surprised, slightly astonished, you could say. And he's always saying, like, how did I find myself in this position? What did I do that got me inside this mouth here? God, it's awesome, isn't it? And I do love that machete as well. And I love the pink jaws, because they're coated in blood, aren't they? Like, oh, it's grisly, but it's fucking awesome. Right, I suppose I've got to try and put that back in the box now. I mean, I didn't keep that one in the box. I have kept the box though for that. I have, but they're too good to keep in the boxes. Although the packaging is really good. You know, the window box and all that sort of thing. The imagery. It's always like my son. He would never let me throw a box out. Pretty much every bit of merch that I have in the vast collection of merch and tat, as Mrs. Kilt-Man calls it, it's got the packaging as well, because my son won't let me chuck it out. So I've got loads of Funkos, and of course they're sort of big boxes even for the Funko figures, because them big heads, the big box obviously, and so they're all stacked up, and I've tried to shunt them out a few times, but he's gone to the bin and got them back out again. No, they're worth money one day. It's worse than me, you know. Folks, cheers y'all, cheers Ronnie. As you can see, the shark has disappeared now, and so is the slogan, because the fucking tea's gone cold, hasn't it? Didn't think that one through, did I? I don't like cold tea, so we'll go on to cold beer instead. I told you there's no whiskey in the house. Ronnie, cheers mate. Here's to swimming with bow-legged women. You go in the cage, cage goes in the water, shark's in the water. Ah, shark. Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu to you ladies of Spain, Majorca. For we've received orders for the sail back to Boston, so nevermore we see you again. I muggled up the words there because I couldn't remember if saying so nevermore will I see you again or so nevermore will we see you again. So I kind of went, we'll see you again. Folks, I've been always Shabby Kilt-Man. A massive fan of Jaws and a newfound fan of County Cork. County Cork Gaelic Games team. I don't know. You have to let me know. Are they football jerseys? Are they... I don't know. I don't think they're rugby jerseys. But they are gorgeous. So folks, please keep it Celtic, keep it Celtic. And just keep your eyes peeled when in the water. Because you never know what's lurking beneath you. It could be a County Cork Gaelic Games jersey swimming up beside you. Folks, going to see you all later when I open up another box, which is just over there. So, please, keep it Celtic, keep it Celtic. Laters. I value my life a lot more than $3,000, Chief. I'll find him for 3, but I'll catch him and kill him for 10.